data has shown for more than a decade that people are going to be moving frequently in their career. But also that you have the network and the people that will help you move from one thing to the next. So there's this idea that career services are sometimes not seen as a valid career.
Hey everyone, my name is Hoda. I am a career development professional on a mission to increase career literacy. And this is Hoda's Career Info. I interview career development professionals with the goal of sharing all you need to know about careers. My guest today is Marie Zimenoff, the CEO of Career Thought Leaders and Resume Writing Academy. She knows career services have the power to change lives. Marie began her professional career as an advisor and recruiter in higher education while completing her Master of Education in Human Resource Studies and Career and Counseling Development. In 2008, the peak of the Great Recession, Marie left the university to start her business. Inspired by a passion to make a difference in the industry, she trains career professionals around the globe in career coaching, personal branding, and resume writing. She has delivered hundreds of career and leadership development programs, designed curriculum, and trained staff in workforce, corrections, university, community college, and business environments. And today, I have the privilege of having her interviewed at Hoda's Career Info. Welcome, Marie Zimenoff. I'm very excited to have you on my show, and I cannot wait to hear your thoughts and your story. I'm always eager to hear more from your expertise.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I usually start my show, as you know, by asking my guests to define a career term. And you chose career agility, and I cannot wait to hear how you're going to define it.
Yeah, so I started using career agility probably about 7 years ago to talk about how quickly someone can move from one thing to the next in their career. So we know data has shown for more than a decade that people are going to be moving frequently in their career. And it seems like almost every year that data shows that those moves are going to be happening faster and faster. Every 2 to 3 years, people will be moving jobs and they'll have, multiple careers in their lives, not just multiple jobs. And so career agility is your ability to be able to move quickly between those jobs. And that really requires that you have the skills, that you understand the skills, that you keep learning. That continuous learning is such a big part of it, but also that you have the network and the people that will help you move from one thing to the next. So I like it to think about it as kind of the skills, the tangibles, the mindset that you can move, which we've all seen, the more we move, the easier it gets. And then also that people part of it, that when you need to make those moves, you've got a great network that's willing to help you and that you're helping other people so that you're continuously connecting and keeping that network fresh. So that career agility is really those three pieces.
And we've certainly seen a need for it during the COVID times, not only changing jobs, but changing the way we do our work. So I appreciate your definition for sure. To me, Marie, you are a trailblazer in the career development field. And so I am curious if you can share your story with me and the audience, how it started and what got you to where you are today.
Yes, no one starts as a trailblazer, right? We all start with other people helping us. I started, actually, my first thought around doing this work was in middle school, junior high, whatever you call it in your part of the world, a seventh grade, maybe eighth grade, when we had a guidance counselor, a middle school guidance counselor, who was phenomenal. So I was struggling. I was getting bored. I was I don't know that I was that advanced intellectually, but I was thirsty. I've always been thirsty for knowledge. And so she worked with the high school for me to get to skip eighth grade math and go to the high school and do geometry. I got to help the sixth grade teacher teach math. She just really helped create those structures so that I didn't get bored and get in trouble. And I really saw this is a role, right? This is something that if it's done well, it really changes people's lives. And it did. It changed my life. I can't imagine the trajectory I would have been on if, the guidance counselor would have said, stay in class and do your work. And I just would have been so bored. So that got me set on this path. And then when I was in my undergraduate, I was doing my undergraduate in psychology, and the last year of my degree, I went to the career fair like most of us do, and all of the positions I was interested in were more business related. And even though on their little sign it said the degrees that they were accepting in psychology was on there, when I went to talk to them about those roles, they said, "Oh, well, you have to have a business degree." And I felt kind of stuck. So I had applied to some master's programs in student affairs and higher education. Then there was a degree program in counseling and career development, and the little light went off like, oh, that guidance counselor, remember back to that. And so I applied and got into the counseling and career development program at Colorado State University. In that program, I also got to get familiar with career development people and quickly decided that I wanted to go the career development route instead of the school counseling route. From there, Rich Feller, one of the big names in our industry, he was my mentor. He was my professor of record when I was doing my master's program. And then Jackie Palis Schuster, who also works with him at Colorado State, she was my instructor and my mentor, and actually the person that kept me into counseling when I went to her office as a career counselor and said, I don't think I should be a counselor. I'm not touchy feely like all of these other counselor people. And she said, no, that's why you'll be great, is because you bring a different lens. All of those experiences just helped me understand the power of career development, of career counseling, career coaching. And that's what set me on this course of being so passionate about it.
Well, you certainly show agility in your as you try to, move from psychology to career development, and definitely a good story for everyone to hear. I am a loyal listener of your radio show, and which is now a podcast, The Career Confidant. And I have to tell you, I learn a lot every time I listen to an episode. And not only have I expanded my knowledge, but also my network. So I want to thank you for doing the Career Confidant. But now I have questions about it, of course, a few of them. When did you start it? And also, I am curious, like, what were your reasons for starting it? And have these reasons evolved now as things are changing?
Yes, yes. So I started it in January of 2013. It's hard to believe it's been more than 8 years. And when I originally started it, I was an independent practitioner. I had just launched my practice a few years before that and saw it as an opportunity to build my visibility, to get clients. I could see the opportunity of getting clients around the globe. At that point, most people were working quite locally. And we were just starting to see the opportunities of getting clients virtually and working with clients virtually. And it was a big opportunity to do that. At the time, I was president of a national association in our industry. And so it also gave me an idea for that platform, building that platform, leveraging being the president of that association to build my platform and hopefully be able to get more clients, have more impact. I've always been kind of a systemic thinker. So having an impact on people that I would never get to coach one-on-one was something I was really interested in. In 2015, when I took over the leadership for Career Thought Leaders and Resume Writing Academy, that shifted. And now the show is a lot about giving that platform over to our colleagues so that our colleagues can build their practices and be known in the industry, and that also we can get diverse voices out in our industry, diverse topics, maybe things that people wouldn't necessarily hear of, even who are in our industry, and of course those job seekers that are listening. And it's fun to see. We get the downloads, and people in Singapore or people in China, Germany pops up every once in a while as one of my places that people are listening from. And that's really fun and fulfilling, just to know that those people are benefiting from the messages of career practitioners in the US and all across the globe. We do have people come on the show from other places.
It's definitely an exciting show. And yes, I am from Canada, so I am an international listener. And I do enjoy every moment, and I learn so much every time. So I do appreciate you continuing the program for sure. As CEO and Executive Director of Career Thought Leaders, I am curious what drives you to get up every morning and see you, what keeps you motivated in your current role?
So there's this idea that career services are sometimes not seen as a valid career, that people are they're maybe skeptical, or they might even think, resume writing is a scam, or career coaches are life coaches, and that any of those are not valid or credible. And that's what drives me. It's what's driven me since I first started my practice. And my kind of origin story was sitting in the Denver International Airport with my huge book to study for the National Counselor exam. And a school counselor saw that I was studying, and I told her that I was going to be a career counselor. And she kind of looked down her nose at me. Does that mean that you'll write resumes? And I thought, oh, this is a high school counselor who should understand career, understand the power of helping people find their careers. And that has been my fire, just to help people understand the credibility. And for me, the only way that our industry can be credible is if every interaction that a member of the public has with someone in our industry is positive, or as many of those are positive as possible. And to achieve that, we build community for career services professionals, and we offer training and best practices and trends so that we have the best opportunity every time we connect with a member of the public to show them the power of career development, to show them the power of resume writing and personal branding. And that will, little by little, build the credibility of our industry so that everyone benefits from it, including those who are practicing it.
Thank you for sharing your airport story, and also like that willingness and really aim to elevate that brand of career development field. It's part of what I'd like to do, and why I'm doing these interviews is to show that we do a lot and we do care about our role as in the career field. As part of the show, I also Google my guests and I try to cite something on your website or LinkedIn profile. And for you, I found it on the website, and it's something that resonated with me, and I'm sure will resonate with many career professionals. So I am going to read it so I don't mess it up. So you share that you understand the stress of wondering if we as career professionals are delivering the best information, experience, and results to aid our clients' success. A valid statement again. So what advice do you give career professionals to remain passionate in their work, but also to overcome whenever these second thoughts, whenever they pop up?
Yeah, those voices in our head that say, do you really know that? And are you really helping? Or is that the right question to ask? I remember when I first started coaching that I took a stint coaching leadership. So doing some leadership coaching in an organization. It was a new space, new topics. And I'd sit across from the client and kind of be in my head thinking, well, what's the best question? What's the right question to ask now? And that doesn't serve us or our clients. So we have to be present and trust our credibility, especially in those moments when we're serving our clients. And then find resources, find opportunities to connect. We reading articles and reading information is great, and career thought leaders put some of that information out. But one of the reasons I'm so passionate about bringing colleagues together is because when we talk about those ideas, then we can kind of ferret out what's the thing that really matters, what's the trend we really need to pay attention to. Otherwise, we can just get overwhelmed with all the information and conflicting information, and very few good questions have yes or no answers. Most of the time it depends. We're having a chat in our Facebook group today about, do you include an address on your resume or not? And it's a simple question, but the answer still is it depends, and let's talk about it and let's dig deeper into why or why not. And those conversations help us deepen our knowledge, but they also help us communicate confidently to our clients. Because then instead of saying yes or no when the person might have read the opposite, we can talk through the why and the how and the when. And our client feels like they are taking that load off their shoulders, that this person across from me really gets me, wants to understand my situation, and help me figure out the best strategy for me, not just giving me the answer of the day in the yes or no, which by the way could change tomorrow. So it just helps us stay on top of the trends, but also not be so overwhelmed by having to know everything, because you can't. It's knowing the right questions to ask and to help people explore for themselves.
Well, being a part of a community certainly helps. And with Career Thought Leaders, there's also the Facebook group, but there's also webinars and then regular meetings that you encourage to us to meet. And that brainstorming that happens in some of these meetings is amazing. But I have definitely benefited from the webinars. And this is my last question to you about Career Thought Leaders, and whether in your aim to support career development professionals, do you have any projects upcoming or any webinars that you would recommend career professionals explore?
Yeah, thank you. So we have a suite of courses that we've been offering for quite a while that we launch every fall, and it kind of creates a package. People can do things one off, but it leads you through building the processes. So Career Thought Leader is really all about giving you the process and tools to lead clients through the career development process. So, personal branding, career transition, really helping people understand who they are. We've got our certified personal branding strategist course that launches every fall and every January. And then our certified career transition course that really gives you tools to walk people through career decision making and career change. Those two structures, processes are going to be really important as we move into this time of people deciding what they want to do now with their lives post COVID. And we're talking a lot about the Great Resignation, the Great Reckoning, whatever people want to call it. And I'm seeing a lot of demand for those services and want to be able to help colleagues have the tools to lead someone through that process and not have to recreate the wheel or start over, and have those good results because they have that process that they've put together from the materials that we could provide to do that. So those are the two programs I'd say that we're launching again this fall on our cycle that might be of interest to individuals in that space.
Thank you for sharing that. But there's a lot more programs for everyone to explore on the Career Thought Leaders website. And definitely, I recommend everyone check it out. Usually wrap up the episode by asking you if there's anything you'd like to talk about that I didn't ask you, or one more advice to career professionals.
Yeah, so on the Career Thought Leaders website, there's a little tab that says resources. And under that resources, there's our white papers. So we do a trends event every year, and we put out a white paper that's just chock full of resources and ideas. We organize it by what are we seeing now, and then what's coming next, and what are the opportunities for career services providers based on those upcoming trends. If you like to be ahead of the game, thinking about new things you might do in your practice, those are a great resource. And then also tangible, tactical articles under that resources tab for career development practitioners as well as our clients, if you want to take a look at some of those resources that you might use or share with your prospects or clients.
Thank you so much, Marie. I appreciate your time, and I hope we can stay in touch and continue to collaborate. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank you so much. It was nice to see you, and hope this is helpful for everyone interested in career development.
What a pleasure it is to hear stories of career professionals such as the story of Marie Zimenoff. I hope you enjoyed my chat with Marie as much as I did. Are you looking to get into the career field? What further questions would you ask Marie? You can connect with Marie on social media, which includes LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also find her on the website careerthoughtleaders.com. I am your host, Hoda, and until next time, please remember to like and share.